All right, let's talk about pregnant considerations for Olympic lifting, specifically for the snatch. So first thing is first, before the last probably 5 or 10 years, it was generally contraindicated to Olympic weightlift during pregnancy, not because we had any research to support that it was dangerous, but because we didn't know. And one of the contraindications of exercise during pregnancy is contact sport. Over the last several years, we have had more and more women who continue to Olympic weightlift, and we have no research to support that Olympic lifting during pregnancy is dangerous. But that being said, we have certain considerations and modifications that we're going to put into place during your pregnancy to protect your pelvic floor and respect the changes that are happening to your body. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the contact with the pelvis. So when we think about the snatch, I come to the side, the bar is coming up, making contact at the hip, and then I'm turning over into an overhead squat. Eventually, as you get further into your pregnancy, usually into the second trimester, especially in the middle of the second trimester, that contact with the hip is not going to feel very good. And from a performance perspective, eventually, in order to make it around your growing baby bump, you're gonna end up doing this almost kettlebell swing-like movement with the barbell. And that is gonna be a fault that you're gonna have to try and correct postpartum. So it's almost not worth it to feed into those faulty patterns. It's better to just make the switch to different variations of the snatch as you get to that point in your pregnancy. And that is going to be very dependent on the woman, her body composition, and the number of pregnancies that she has gone through. That is consideration number one. The second biggest consideration is going to be a little bit of a change to your breath. When we do a lot of these Olympic movements, we do what's called a Valsalva. So we inhale, brace our core, close our glottis, hold our breath throughout the entirety of the movement. Not that that is something that is dangerous, but as we progress through a pregnancy, there's a lot of stress and strain on the pelvic floor. Valsalva increases the amount of pressure in our abdomen. So what we want to make sure that we're considering is mitigating some of that increase in pressure down on a muscle system that is already stressed out. The way that we do that is by exhaling on exertion. One of the first switches that I make with all of my weightlifting and CrossFit athletes in Olympic weightlifting movements is that they're going to exhale from the floor and think about doing a steady stream of an exhale as they complete the entirety of the movement. So that's gonna look from the floor, you're gonna breathe out, you're gonna go. It's going to take some time. We're gonna go through different snatch variations that as you get through your pregnancy, you'll be able to maneuver and modify to so that you can keep working on this movement pattern to the best of your ability all the way up to delivery.